FM, the Integrity Station. I am Lola Meduteni. Here is Nigeria Today. First, the headlines. Federal government confirms continuation of crude refined product sales in Naira initiative. NIMC warns Nigerians against sharing NIN with unauthorized persons groups. Oyo State government receives U.S. consulate set to partner on solid mineral exploration, other areas of investment potential. In business news, CBN says personal remittances hit $20.93 billion in 2024. In sports news, Flying Eagles off to Egypt next week for final training for Under-20 AFCON. Now, the news in detail. The federal government has confirmed the crude and refined product sales in Naira initiative remains a standing national policy and will continue indefinitely. However, the policy will stay in place as long as it serves the public interest and supports Nigeria's broader economic goals. This assurance was contained in the official X, formerly Twitter handle of the Federal Ministry of Finance today amid growing inquiries on the status of the policy. The ministry stated the initiative, first approved by the Federal Executive Council, FEC, is a long-term strategic directive and not a short-term or provisional measure. According to the ministry, stakeholders have reconvened to reiterate their full support and ongoing commitment to ensuring the successful implementation of the initiative. The federal government has urged African countries to be resilient over the retaliatory tariff regimes some countries have imposed owing to the ones the U.S. President Donald Trump recently announced on non-oil exports. Speaking at the 4th World Customs Organization Donors Conference for the Western Central Africa region in Abuja, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edu, described the tariff as a call for African countries to trade among themselves. He said the consequences of the tariff regime were still being studied all over the world. The minister further said the recent international developments, such as the imposition of reciprocal tariffs by the United States and the significant reduction in foreign assistance through U.S. aid, have direct implications for the region. According to him, 8 countries across West and Central Africa, including Nigeria, Cameroon, and Cote d'Ivoire, have been impacted by these measures, with an average tariff of approximately 13.83% now levied on export to the U.S. The federal government has revealed that several foreign nationals on Interpol's watch list have been arrested across the country and handed over to Interpol authorities. The arrests were made possible by Nigeria's integration of its advanced passenger information system with Interpol solutions. Details of the individuals arrested, including the specific charges or identities of those on the Interpol red flags, were not disclosed. The announcement was made during a joint briefing in Abuja by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo San, and the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo. According to the ministers, the arrests were a result of ongoing collaboration between their ministries and key agencies, including the Nigeria Immigration Service, NIS, the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, and the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA. Additionally, the ministers highlighted the launch of e-visa solutions designed to eliminate travel bottlenecks while maintaining security protocols. The House Committee on Nutrition and Food Security has threatened to issue warrant of arrest on agencies over their absence at the ongoing investigation into the Anchor Borrower Scheme and other policies of the federal government agriculture programs. The committee, led by Honorable Chike Okafor, who expressed dismay over the absence of key invited agencies in the agriculture sector, maintained that no mercy will be shown to those that ignore the committee's invite. The invited agencies are the Bank of Industry, BOI, Nigeria Agricultural Quarantine Service, NAQS, National Agricultural Land Development Authority, NALDA, National Agricultural Seed Council, and Nisal Microfinance Bank. The chairperson, in his opening remarks, had stated that the investigation is not a witch hunt. Rather, it is to uncover the truth, identify systemic failures, and ensure that funds budgeted for food security are judiciously used. He said that the investigation is to find out if truly these huge funds budgeted for food production are utilized in a judicious manner in order to ensure food security in the country. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has interacted with community leaders and critical stakeholders in Bokos local government area of Plateau State to achieve peace in Bokos and its environment. A statement by the Director, Army Public Relations, Major General Onyema Nwachukwu, said the Chief of Army Staff engaged at a town hall meeting with the people of Bokos, urging them to embrace one another and unite towards the attainment of peace and security in the state. He noted that without peace and harmony, the state would be unable to achieve development and progress. He called on the people to close ranks with security operatives in the state and collaborate amongst themselves to enhance proactive detection and elimination of security threats in their communities to avert senseless loss of lives. The Chief of Army Staff assured that the perpetrators of the heinous crime against defenseless civilians would be identified and made to face the full wrath of the law.
Let me make it unequivocally clear that any further attacks on innocent civilians, destruction of property or acts of lawlessness will be decisively dealt with. Operation Safe Haven, alongside other security agencies, will not stand idly beside and watch criminal elements destabilize our communities.
Yesterday we were there physically with some top officials from the government of Plateau State, and they were almost ambushed again. You see people running to hills with sophisticated weapons in a broad daylight.
In response to the series of attacks and killings that have plagued some communities of Plateau State since the 28th of March 2025, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has ordered the immediate and comprehensive deployment of police tactical assets to the affected areas of the state. A statement by the Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi said the action underscored the force's resolve to restore peace, ensure the safety and security of all residents, and bring perpetrators of these heinous crimes to justice. The statement explained that the IGP has specifically tasked the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Department of Operations, DIG, Kwazi Dali Yakubu, to lead and coordinate this critical intervention with significant reinforcement, including additional units of highly trained tactical personnel, state-of-the-art drones for enhanced surveillance, armored personnel carriers, units of police mobile force, helicopters, and specialized platoons from the Special Intervention Squad. Over 50 persons were killed within a week in attacks over 5 communities that left over 300 houses burnt by suspected herdsmen. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, Mr. Peter Obi, has expressed worry over the untold hardship being faced by Nigerians, noting that the country is on the verge of collapse. He made the remarks while addressing party members during the ongoing National Executive Council meeting in Abuja today. He emphasized the need for unity and inclusion within the party, while noting the importance of party loyalty and competence among aspirants. Leaders of the opposition Labour Party today marched to the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Abuja, the nation's capital. Led by the party's 2023 presidential candidate, Peter Obi, and the Abia State Governor, Alex Otti. The members were received by the INEC National Commissioner, Sam Olumekun. They asked the electoral body to recognize Nenadi Usman as the Labour Party chairperson, days after the Supreme Court set aside the judgment of the Court of Appeal in Abuja, recognizing Abure as the national chairperson of the Labour Party. In a unanimous judgment last week, a 5-member panel of the Apex Court held that the Court of Appeal lacked the jurisdiction to have pronounced Abure national chairperson of the Labour Party, having earlier found that the substance of the case was about the party's leadership. The court allowed the appeal filed by Senator Esther Usman and one other and held that it was meritorious before subsequently proceeding to dismiss the cross-appeal filed by the Aburi faction of the Labour Party for being unmeritorious. Otti read out the certified true copy of the Supreme Court judgment as delivered by Justice Inyang Okoro. The National Emergency Management Agency in Lagos, along with other important groups, have received 144 Nigerians returning from Libya at the Muritala Mohammed International Airport Cargo Terminal, Ikeja, Lagos. According to a statement from NEMA's X handle today, the group included 89 men, 35 women, 17 children, and 3 infants. They arrived on a chartered Boeing aircraft from Al Burak with a registration number 5ADMG. The evacuation was organized by the International Organization for Migration in cooperation with NEMA, the National Commission for Refugees, Migrant and Internally Displaced Persons, Nigeria Immigration Service, the Department of State Services, Port Health Services, and the Nigeria Police Force. Following the mandatory profiling and biometric exercise, the returnees were relocated to the Gondo IDP's Resettlement Center for further reintegration programs. The National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, has issued a stern warning to Nigerians, cautioning them against disclosing their national identification numbers, NIN, to unauthorized individuals, groups, or organizations. This alert follows the arrest of several individuals by security agencies across different states for involvement in NIN-related fraud. In a statement signed by Dr. Kayode Adegoke, NIMC's head of corporate communications, the Commission expressed concern over reports that some unscrupulous persons in Anambra State have been soliciting NINs from residents in exchange for money. NIMC described the activity as illegal, noting that it violates the NIMC Act number 23 of 2007, the Data Protection Act 2023, and the Cybercrime Act 2023. The Commission confirmed that security operatives are actively apprehending those behind the unlawful scheme. NIMC urged the public to remain vigilant and report any suspicious requests involving their NIN to appropriate authorities. You're listening to Nigeria Today on Splash 106.7 FM Abeokuta. Still ahead, Oyo State government receives U.S. consulate set to partner on solid mineral exploration, other areas of investment potential. In business news, CBN says personal remittances hit $20.93 billion in 2024. In sports news, Flying Eagles off to Egypt next week for final training for Under-20 AFCON. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories. Please stay with us.
Sister, you still dey wash plates?
Yes, sir. I be done nearly finish when I come see the pot wey you soak for 3 days now.
Make you no vex. See, I been plan to wash them this night when we come house.
I hear you.
But shao, you too dey waste time and water. If na me, back like this, I don't finish am with half bucket of water sef.
Half waiting.
Sharp now.
But the plates no go clean now. And small time now, so we go dey sick.
Who sigh? Make I tell you, disease no dey kill African man.
Yeah.
Now.
I beg come out. I go even clean this house sef.
Sister, you don't come be that oh. Make you leave everything now. Make we go quick.
I beg. Princess, if you no fit wait for me, make I wash this whole plate and clean this house finish. They go.
Na person wey dey well fit to hurry. Take time clean where you dey. E dey pay o.
Welcome back to Nigeria Today. Oyo State government has expressed readiness to partner with the United States in exploring opportunities in critical solid minerals, agriculture, education, and other investment opportunities. Governor Seyi Makinde, who made this known when he received the Deputy Chief of the Political Economic Section of the U.S. Mission, Kenneth Hill, on a courtesy visit, assured that Oyo State has huge investment potentials that could be leveraged upon for the benefit of both parties. The governor, represented by the deputy governor, Barrister Bayo Lawal, asked the delegation to freely relate with various state ministries and parastatals on their areas of interest, emphasizing that agriculture, environment and education sector should be considered along with critical solid minerals.
I want to assure you that we have huge investment potentials in your state that can really leverage into partnership which will be beneficial to both parties, the U.S. and the United States government.
Earlier, the deputy chief of the political economic section of the U.S. mission, Kenneth Hill, said the U.S. is particularly interested in exploring opportunities on trade and investment, critical solid minerals, and other trading opportunities that could be beneficial to the U.S., Nigeria, and Oyo State.
But also ag and also exploring new opportunities. You might know that critical minerals is an area that our administration is interested in exploring new opportunities. And so we're here today to have some meetings to see how we might unlock trade and investment opportunities that are beneficial for not only Nigeria, but the United States as well.
She also disclosed the goal of the United States to connect its industry to other subnational concerns as the delegation recounted their many interventions across Oyo State, with health intervention project for Oyo State primary healthcare sector and a gas line project passing through Oyo State to Kwara State. The Lagos State Traffic Management Authority has warned motorists that eating, drinking or smoking while driving could attract jail terms. LASMA stated that smoking, eating or drinking while driving is a punishable offense under the Lagos State Transport Sector Reform Law of 2018. This was disclosed in a post shared on its official X handle today. The agency noted that the law is aimed at ensuring safety on the roads by preventing distracted driving. According to the law, violators risk having their vehicle impounded, facing 3 months imprisonment, or being sentenced to 6 months of community service, depending on the severity and judicial outcome. The reminder comes amid increasing concerns of road accidents across the state. The Nigeria Customs Service has impounded a consignment of illicit drugs valued at 18 million naira from suspected smugglers in Cross River State. The seizure, which occurred at the Mfum border, was carried out by the Cross River Calabar Free Trade Zone and Akwa Ibom Area Command of the NCS. A total of 659 units of controlled substances were recovered and have been since handed over to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency for further investigation and prosecution. The intercepted drugs include 216 units of petihydine 100 mg, 216 units of morphine sulfate, 37 packets of phenobarbital, 37 units of sodium stearate, 108 units of fentanyl 50 mm, 33 units of midazolam myelin, and 26 units of sodium injectables. At the official handover ceremony held at the NCS Command Headquarters in Calabar today, the area controller, Gabriel Ugbonna, commended the vigilance and dedication of his officers, emphasizing that the operation was a reflection of growing synergy between customs and the NDLEA. Now in business news, the Central Bank of Nigeria has said that personal remittance inflows rose to $20.93 billion in 2024, reflecting an 8.9% increase year-on-year. This was contained in a statement issued today by the Apex Bank while announcing a balance of payment surplus of $6.83 billion for the 2024 financial year. The statement was signed by the CBN's Acting Director, Corporate Communications, Mrs. Hakama Sidi Ali. The figure marks a significant turnaround from deficits of $3.34 billion and $3.32 billion recorded in 2023 and 2022. The CBN said the improvement was due to a mix of macroeconomic reforms, stronger trade performance, and renewed investor confidence. Finally, in sports news, Nigeria's Flying Eagles will head to Abuja next week to finalize their preparations for the 2025 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations. Aliyu Zubairu's side relocated back to Abuja on Monday for the second phase of their preparation. The Flying Eagles spent 3 weeks in Katsina for the first phase of their camping exercise. 35 players, including 3 goalkeepers, 8 defenders, 10 midfielders, and 14 forwards, will slug it out for a place in the final squad. 21 players will make the final cut for the competition. The tournament will start in Cairo, Egypt on the 27th of April. All 4 semi-finalists in Egypt will qualify to represent Africa at this year's FIFA Under-20 World Cup Finals, scheduled for Chile. Just before we go, a recap of the top stories. The federal government has confirmed the crude and refined product sales in Naira initiative remains a standing national policy and will continue indefinitely. The National Identity Management Commission has issued a stern warning to Nigerians, cautioning them against disclosing their national identification numbers (NIN) to unauthorized individuals, groups, or organizations. Oyo State government has expressed readiness to partner with the United States in exploring opportunities in critical solid minerals, agriculture, education, and other investment opportunities. In business news, we told you that the Central Bank of Nigeria has said that personal remittance inflows rose to $20.93 billion in 2024, reflecting an 8.9% increase year on year. While in sports, we said Nigeria's Flying Eagles will head to Abuja next week to finalize preparations for the 2025 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations. We have come to the end of Nigeria Today on Splash 106.7 FM, the Integrity Station. The news editor is Abidemi Kajobola. I am Lola Meduteni. Good evening. Thank you for listening.